Loom is a format. First Thursday of the month we do España, Benson, and then just arbitrarily we'll do a big blowout event on the weekend at some other venue. We've done. We've been blessed enough to do Jazz and Sculpture Garden a couple times. We've worked with Love Jazz and Arts Center, Bemis Center, Jackson Artworks, Indian Oven. We like to choose non-conventional venues, places that a lot of dance clubs or night spots have a certain stigma attached, and then automatically sort of cuts away the type of people that might come. Although we got really lucky with Nomad, so might have to retest my theory. Yeah, craziest set I've ever played. I have to think about that because there's been a lot of good nights. But I mean, in recent memory, I'm not saying this to be cliche, but last Saturday, Loom Weaves Brazil's Carnival at Nomad was, off the chain. I knew it was gonna be a good party, but we got, almost twice as many people as I expected. And the thing is, once you start getting over 400 people, and 5 and 6 and 7, the thing that's really tricky is getting that many people together, but still keeping the energy at a high level, and still keeping the peace, and still keeping people happy. I've never seen Nomad that full. And I've been DJing there since they've opened, shoulder to shoulder, and then, people dressed up in all these crazy costumes and feathers everywhere and colors. The whole place is a dance floor, and it's hot, like just sweating, wiping sweat off my brow. And then at the end of the night, these women just line up on the bar. I've never seen women dance on the bar there before. And I don't know if this one chick came with like a skirt on or something, but she's just wearing her underwear, just the top and the bottom, and then some other stuff on her head. Did you just walk up to a place like that? I don't know, but it was pretty magical, In terms of DJing, I find so much worth in so many different types of music. So I try to be influenced and pull from a lot of different directions. There's a lot of worth in displaying music as a collective rather than just that one genre kind of DJ. I'm in a place where I can follow, art and just try to just pop at that. And there's a couple of things in terms of long run that I'm working on. Like I would love to take the momentum of Loom and put it into an actual venue, a space. And that seems more logical to me at this point than being an editor with a newspaper, even though I got my major in journalism. In terms of race relations, the city still is a long ways off. There's a lot of things in terms of infrastructure that need to be done, and a whole list of things that could be improved. It's kind of, some people get upset when I say this, but to me it seems like the more conversations I have with people, I realize there's maybe this covert level of racism in Omaha. For a middle tier Midwestern city, I feel as though on a relative scale, the racism that exists in Omaha is higher than normal, but the way it exists, you don't see it every day. It's not overt in like a KKK kind of way, or it's not outlandish. It's more, again, built into the infrastructure and the power structures of the city. In terms of Omaha's culture, the context of Omaha's culture, I think what's really interesting is when I brought artists here to perform, their expectations are really low, and it's all about putting a filter on where you take them, who you introduce them to, and the party they play, obviously, and so many times I've sent them back to their respective city, and they become cheerleaders for Omaha. you know, and then people are like, oh, what you know about Omaha? You know, what's going on in Omaha? You know, that whole thing, and it, I think Omaha is just a hidden gem, you know, in the Midwest. What I really enjoy about Omaha right now, it's at a tipping point in the sense that there's enough urbanization going on, and there's enough like a cultural tide changing that people are hungry and they're ready for something new and like moving on and moving ahead and progressing. But there aren't 20 people online trying to do the same thing, you know, as in other larger markets. So what I love about Omaha is if I have an idea, if I have an ambition, I feel like all the tools are there, all the people are there to make it happen. So I don't really feel like I'm creatively stifled here at all, which is nice. You know, you can get people to work together, you can get people to live next to each other, you can get people to go to school together, but at the end of the day, they don't have to like each other. And in a way, in a humble way, that's, you know, what we've tried to do with Loom is provide that platform. You know, trying to invite everybody in and enjoy themselves together. You know, because that's really important to progressing diversity in Omaha. I see a lot more open-mindedness. I always looked at it as there's a number of like bohemian dots in the city of Omaha, and, you know, but I see a lot more connections between them, you know, and collectively it just grows and grows. So I'm optimistic about the city. Yeah, I'm a cheerleader for Omaha. Yeah. If I was talking to a stranger and trying to explain the concept of Loom, I would just say it's a multicultural themed dance celebration. Yeah, so by the time this interview's come out, March 3rd, we would have celebrated our 5-year anniversary with Loom. It was founded in March of 2006, and so it's incredible to think that we're actually came to that point. But basically, you know, Loom was founded just for a desire to sort of fill a void that was in Omaha's nightlife, and we're creating that environment, you know, every time we do an event right here. And to be able to, you know, still do that and have people support us and have a dedicated following is just, it's an amazing blessing. Just really grateful. So glad to be able to tell this story 5 years later, and on the back of one of our biggest events ever, and keep pushing things forward. Woman, the one that you undercut, you're around.